Hi, everyone. Just want to thank you for checking out my page. Hey, I've spent the last 20 plus years serving in law enforcement in Southeast Minnesota. And I've had the chance to work in a number of different areas over the years. I've worked in patrol, I've worked in crime prevention, warrants, investigations, and as an elected sheriff. And I've been heavily involved with the local law enforcement memorials with our state chapter and our local Southeast Minnesota chapter. And my involvement in Lima, which is the Law Enforcement Memorial Association, that's our state chapter, my involvement there kind of led to the question, what can I do to help better share the stories of our fallen heroes and to show everyone how truly amazing these men and women who serve really are? And you can look at quick paragraph. You can read the paragraphs and the bios of these men and women on the various memorial sites, whether it's a state site or whether it's an agency site. But having had the opportunity to work with the survivor families and having personally known heroes that we've lost in the line of duty, I know there's so much more to tell. There's so much more to the story. And this is really why I started the Officer Down Memorial podcast. And with this program, I work with the officers who served alongside these fallen heroes. I also work with the survivor families that were left behind. And in the beginning of each podcast, what I'll do is I'll set the era. Some of these are the oldest one I've done so far is 1874. So I'm going to set the era to kind of give you an idea of where we're at in time. And then I'll introduce you to the community, then the agency, then the fallen officer, the fallen officer's family. And then I'll walk you through exactly what happened when we lost these heroes. Now, it's a factual recreation of the time and the incident. I do the public data requests on these cases, so I review all the reports, all the narrative reports, the photos, radio, audio, telephone audio, interviews, old TV and newspaper stories, to work to piece together a factual timeline of the incident and when we lost these heroes. So I'll use these facts to tell the stories with the help of the officers who served alongside the heroes and then the families that we left behind. Well, fair warning, many of these stories are graphic. They are raw. They're real. They're strong language. There's violent content. They're produced in I would call it a unique storytelling format that'll keep you interested, keep you engaged. And you'll once you start it, you're going to want to listen from start to finish. They're real stories of law enforcement officers who gave all to help our communities and to keep our families safe. Now, especially nowadays, the media, the politicians, the special interest groups, they'd like us to believe that our cops are broken, that they're systemically racist or they're systemically brutal. They make claims, or frankly, lately, they make criminals martyrs while protesting and vilifying our cops, all really with absolutely no facts, no data, no data to support their claims. And it's for power, it's for self-promotion, it's for votes. It's all about politics. And it's frustrating. It's super frustrating for law enforcement and super frustrating for us, especially knowing that most people nowadays, they get their news on social media. And it's just frustrating that we've come to the point where we're the political football. Law enforcement's the political football. So I've had people ask me, why would you do the Officer Down Memorial podcast now, in light of the anti-police rhetoric that we hear nationally? And my answer has been, now's the perfect time, because now's the time where we got to share these stories. Now's the time where people need to know that 99% of these people are just amazing, amazing people. So I would encourage you, please take the time to thank your local law enforcement for their service. With everything going on, they need to hear your support now more than ever. These men and women who take on this calling, they're the American heroes. They're the true American heroes. They'll tell you they're just ordinary people. They'll say they're the people you sit next to in church, the people you sit next to in the local restaurant. They're the ones at your kids' games with each of your kids in school. They're part of the community. The difference is, while they argue that they're ordinary people that are willing to take really extraordinary risks to help keep our community and our families safe, risks that 99% of us wouldn't even consider ever taking. So these are real stories of the sacrifices and risks that our cops take every day. We owe it to their survivor families, their agencies, and their communities to tell the stories of these heroes, to make sure that these stories are told to ensure that their service and sacrifice is never, ever, ever forgotten. So be sure to listen to the Officer Dunn Memorial Podcast. I release a new episode at the beginning of each month and in the middle of each month. Sometimes it's plus or minus a week, depending on when I can get the public data requests in and get everything put together. I'm super picky about making sure that these stories are accurate and factual and interesting to listen to, but yet, just making sure that these stories are told. So I put the links in the comment section for Apple Podcast and Spotify. And of course, make sure you like and subscribe to stay up to date on our stories. So just want to thank everybody for your support, and really thanks for helping these fallen heroes and supporting their families. I appreciate it.